can pickle vegetables and you can make them last a lot longer, and we know that people have been doing this since the beginning of time.
Yes, they have been. Pickling and fermenting, once a craft, you know, relegated to 90-year-olds with far too many cats. No longer. It's coming back, and there's so many reasons why it's coming back. It's really exciting, and it's so much easier than people think. First thing I want to get out of the way is the difference between pickling and fermenting. There is a big difference.
There's a difference.
There is. Pickling is normally what you will buy in supermarkets. The difference being is that it essentially involves adding sugar to vinegar and then putting it in a bunch of veggies and then putting it in a bath, heating it up, putting a lid on. You're pasteurizing it. That's not what we're doing today.
Okay.
For retail reasons and whatnot, they need to pasteurize it. That kills all the good stuff, specifically called lactobacillus. That's the stuff you want. That is not the bacteria that gives you diarrhea or anything nasty and trips away.
It's good. It's
the good
thing.
one.
Okay.
The thing with fermenting is that you are basically same process of just veggies in a mason jar, but all you do is add water and salt, and it is amazing how little salt you use.
Really?
So little, and you're about to find that out.
Okay.
So let's get started. I've got some here that I did. I've had these going for about 2 days here, just to give you an idea of what you can do. You can just play around. If they don't work, you just throw them out. Whatever. It didn't taste very good. Sauerkraut, something you all know, essentially just cabbage. I flavor that with dill, chili flakes, coriander seeds. These are pickles. Now, again, don't be confused with pickled. Pickles don't necessarily have to be pickled.
Right.
Cucumbers, which have been fermented.
Yes.
Dill again. I've got here red onions, amazing.
And all of this is fermentation, right?
This is all fermentation, not pickling.
Got it.
I've got carrots, amazing. I've got radishes, spectacular, and the big daddy load up here, which is cauliflowers. Just phenomenal, like especially with a glass of wine or something, you'd be amazed. They're kind of like olives.
Right,
so,
it gives you that tart. So how long does it take though for it to actually ferment? How long do you have to keep it in there?
What you want to do is once we go through this process, you would leave, well, I'll show you the particular process, but basically it starts fermenting immediately.
Okay.
You're going to let it go for anywhere between about 3 to 7 days, and you're going to pop that lid and you're going to taste it daily until it gets to a point where you like it. Put the lid back on and put it in the fridge. The moment you refrigerate it, it stops the fermentation process, and it will last for months.
Got it.
So what I got here is, I just did a mixed bag here, big jar. I've got red onions on the bottom, cauliflower, carrots, some dill, radishes. This is some of the typical flavors that you would use, so you can toss some of these in yourself.
You got some
bay leaves are nice.
Ooh, we got some heat.
Some heat, some chili flakes.
Right. How do you know what vegetables are gonna, can you try it like anything?
You really can try anything. Root vegetables tend to work better.
Are these really hot?
No, the nice thing about them is because you're putting them in whole. Seeds in chilies hold the heat, as you probably know. Because we're not cutting them, they won't be too hot.
How about these?
Coriander seeds, lovely. Mustard seeds are also nice as well. Typically, mustard seeds would be something you'd use with sauerkraut.
Okay.
This is where it gets super fun.
Right.
So, you do want to sterilize your jar. People get all fussed on that. Don't get fussed. Basically, just boil a pot of water, throw it in, rummage it around, turn it upside down. You don't have to use surgical gloves with this process or whatever. I deal with my kids, and God knows they often don't shower for weeks on end. Water that you do want to boil unless you have purifier in your kitchen, because you want to get the nasties out of that.
Yeah.
What you're going to do, I've already done it, is just add, for this I would add maybe 2 tablespoons of sugar, maybe 1.5.
Sugar or salt?
Sorry, salt, beg your pardon, salt. All of these would only be maybe 1 tablespoon of salt. That's how little you're using. Uncanny. Versus pickles, it's basically all salt and sugar and vinegar.
Got it.
So you're going to add that water in there.
And you already did. And does this water need to be boiling?
Yeah, no, this is cold water, but you do want to boil it just to kill the nasties, or purify it, or if you've got a Brita or some kind of countertop thing, that works as well.
Okay.
So
you fill the water all the way out?
Yeah, but you do want to leave yourself a bit of space at the top. A couple of reasons why is you don't want those veggies to come in contact with air, or they will turn a little nasty on you. So there's lots of techniques. You can buy lots of little things online. What I like to do is use a cabbage leaf.
You give it a little lid?
Give it a little lid. So you press that down like that, and then I just find something around the kitchen, whatever it may be, like so. Put the lid on, away you go. Now, they need to burp, as we all do when we get pickled.
It's gassy. It's a little gassy.
It's a little gassy. Because that's going to give off carbon dioxide.
Right.
Once every 24 hours, you leave this outside, by the way, no, I mean outside of the fridge.
Yeah.
Room temperature. Every 24 hours, you're going to come back, pop that, it'll give you a little burp. fine.
Put it back
As
on.
I say, taste every day. After 3 days, you'll probably find the flavor you want. Throw it in the fridge. Another option too, if you don't want to do the cabbage leaf, this is something fun that I kind of figured out.
I love this combination. This is great.
And they look good.
Yeah.
Like, they actually look really cool.
Amazing.
If you don't want to do the cabbage route, and if you have vegetables that stay submerged on their own, like carrots or radishes, what you can do is use a little bit of olive oil. I don't know if you guys can get in there. But of course, oil's thicker than water, right? So what does that mean?
It stays at the top?
It stays at the top. So by doing that, you've just created an air seal.
Ah, smart. He's smart, huh? Right?
What do you think? We feel
like
fermenting,
it.
don't we?
I think we also have to get over the whole 2 big gloves and a crazy thing and
It's
boiling
nuts.
things. It doesn't have to be that crazy. I want to know if are there any vegetables that you just would never try? And,
I've
ferment?
tried turnips.
Yeah, and that's so good.
I've tried parsnips.
Yeah.
Potatoes don't seem to work. Root vegetables that you would eat raw is probably the general rule.
Okay.
Peppers, tomatoes, delicious. I've played with fruit with minimal success. I will not lie about my failures. There's been many.
Yeah, we like to hear about the failures
Yes.
because it just saves us
Explore.
some time, right?
Yes, it's
It's
I
nice
will
to
fail
do the,
for you.
Thank you.
You're very
It's nice
welcome.
for us to do the experimenting as well in the kitchen. I love this. Keeping the art of cooking and preserving and fermenting alive.
Thank
Good
you.
stuff, Mike.